What if Ruby was in The Land Before Time 5, The Mysterious Island, Part 1? Along the Great Wall was Ruby's thinking place, an area where she could be alone, would not be disturbed. On a rock was an image of a certain sharp-toothed boy, Chomper, who they saved from egg-stealer brothers Ozzy and Strut. From time to time he'd cross her thoughts, Ruby unsure how he was. Did he think of her? It's not as though she thought of him all the time. It would creep up on her when she was alone, wasn't busy with friends or family. Thinking of her friends, Ruby climbed down and saw a familiar face near the secret caverns. "Hey, Ruby!" It was Hip.
"Hello, Hip. Hip, hello."
"I was wondering, since you're alone, maybe we could go for a walk." He placed his arm around her and led her into the lush landscape.
"Hip, I should really check on my friends."
"Forget them for a moment. It's just you and me."
"Yes, and I hoped it wasn't only you and I."
Hip approached her, well, more like stalked her, Ruby backing into the trunk of a tree. Arm outstretched to keep her from escaping, he leaned in. "Come on, you can't deny we make a good couple." Pursing his lips, he tried to kiss her.
"What's that?"
"Distractions won't help."
"No, look!"
Ruby's hands grabbed Hip's face, turning it toward the sky. A dark shape spread, coming ever closer. Then there was this intense buzzing sound, tiny bugs swarming through the great valley. It was the perfect thing, Hip flapping his arms and running away, Ruby gasping at how fast the greens were devoured by the tiny insects.
"Swarming leaf gobblers!"
Ruby wasted no time in rushing to the secret caverns. Her parents were there, watching with worry as the swarming leaf gobblers continued their endless rampage. Since Ruby was 12 years old, she was considered old enough to join her parents at the meeting place, a rocky formation where the grown-ups gathered to discuss the serious situation that had befallen their great valley. This morning the bright circle gazed upon a lush land. Now the night circle looks upon a wasteland, Grandpa Longneck said. "What do we do?" Ducky's mother questioned. "There's no other choice. We must leave the great valley," Grandma admitted, gaining murmurs from the valley members. "Oh, show some backbone!" "My friends, we survived in the mysterious beyond for years before coming here," Grandpa Longneck added. "Yes, and as long as we stick together as a herd, we are stronger and can withstand the dangers that lay ahead of us," Rodney added. "See, even the tiny members of us are braver than the rest of you." Mr. Threehorn nodded at the pair. With the knowledge her friends and their families would be together, Ruby wasn't as scared to leave the safety of the Great Valley walls for the mysterious beyond. Though once outside the imposing rock protection, Ruby recalled the terrifying menace that was Sharptooth, who pursued them and ultimately tried to kill them. Shaking the memory from her mind, the large mixed herd made their way across the desolate landscape. All paused when they came upon the bones of a swimmer, which resulted in a heated argument between Mr. Threehorn and Grandpa Longneck that led to a disastrous conclusion. "Starting tomorrow, it's every herd for themselves." Unlike the dinosaurs around them, Ruby and her parents were the only fast runner members, which meant they'd have to choose which group to go with, which seemed to be an impossible decision. It was night and Ruby couldn't sleep, tossing and turning, noticing Petrie. "Ruby, come, Littlefoot, have plan." Conflicted at first about leaving her family, Ruby rose and left with the group. By the next day, several little footprints were indented in the dirt. There was a good deal of grumbling and grunting.
"This was so stupid. Why must we walk like this?"
"I thought it was a good idea on Ruby's part. How else would our parents find us?"
"Yeah, so will every other thing out here." Like what?"
She and Petrie ended up in a large footprint. "Like whatever make this." They screamed and bumped into Sarah, who rolled her eyes.
If it comes back, I'll deal with it.
Hey, do you smell that? Ruby lifted her head. The gang came upon a ridge and saw a massive stretch of water that seemed to go on, was endless and vast. For a moment they were in awe, till they rushed to dive into the cool water, attempting to drink it, only to spit and sputter at the weird-tasting liquid. With a defeated sigh, Littlefoot sat, the others believing they reached the end. That was till Spike spotted something in the distance.
An island!
Ruby's eyes lit up.
It looks lush. Lush it is.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go. How we get there?
By the land path, of course.
A long stretch of earth led right to it, the kids heading toward it. Crossing the land path felt like an eternity, Sarah grumbling and complaining the entire way. When they reached the island, they inspected the greens, Ruby determining it could be eaten. Of course, no one had to tell Spike. He'd already taken several mouthfuls and was perfectly fine. They ate and ate, took a small rest and rose. Returning to the land path, they hoped to guide their parents to the island. The island will provide us enough food till the Great Valley grows back. Yeah, and we know how to split up then.
We can stay together. We can. Oh no! The land path, it's gone.
What were you saying about our folks finding us? Well, me could try and fly across. Petrie took off into the sky, making his way over, only to stop halfway, being blown back by the powerful current of air. Out of breath, he darted to them and slumped down. Oh, no good for flying. No can reach far side.
Well, I'm not sure what lies below the surface, so I'm not swimming over. Nope.
It's not right to send only one of us. If one of us goes, we all go. I only wish I knew how.
I think I have an idea.
A log rolled toward the ledge, dropping off into the big water. It sank briefly, then floated to the surface, was their only way back to the beach. Ruby used a long stick to paddle, while Littlefoot and Spike used their tails. Petrie perched on a limb, gazing out and about. I'll give credit where credit is due. This was a brilliant idea, Sarah. Oh, I only wish I could enjoy taking credit from you, Flathead, but I feel terrible. Oh. Sarah lowered her head and shut her eyes.
It couldn't have been the food, for we are all fine. Fine, we all are.
Please, Ruby, your rambles are giving me a headache. Oh. All were jostled and froze.
What was that?
Ducky clutched onto Spike. Not sure. All screamed when the log was spun round and round. The limb Petrie was perched on dunked below the water, Petrie panicking and fluttering up to hang on to Sarah's horn.
What's your problem?
Swimming Sharptooth!
Are you crazy? There is no such thing as a swimming... Yeah!
A fin flew out above the surface, knocking into the log, sending Sarah into the water. They hurried to get her, Sarah being lifted and tossed by the swimming Sharptooth. She cried out and frantically swam toward them, Littlefoot hurrying to pull her onto the log. Spun again, all paddled for their lives, trying to escape the swimming Sharptooth. The log crashed into a rock, the swimming Sharptooth chomping a chunk from it. The gang was sent through the air, sliding into the sand. They watched the log sink below the water. We made it!
Think again, Flathead.
The beach was still across the big water, and they were once more stuck on the island. Well, at least we escaped the swimming Sharptooth. A roar within the jungle put all on edge.
Yeah, because I'd much rather be eaten by the kind that walks.
That night, all couldn't get settled, were scared of the shadows and shapes that loomed about. Ruby tried to ease their fear, humming a soft tune, watching as one by one they drifted off. Her gaze fell to the opposite beach, hoping her family was okay and that they'd see them again. The bright circle had just risen over the land, and Ruby rose when a sense tingled up her skin, alerting her danger was upon them. As quietly as she could, Ruby woke the rest, who gasped and screamed when a sharp-toothed shadow fell over them. All were awake and ran for their lives, gazing back to see the sharp-tooth caught up, was closing in. Littlefoot struggled to get over a rock, Sarah ramming into him, sending him tumbling over with a yelp. Ruby lifted Ducky over. Spike surprisingly jumped and was over before her. Last was Ruby, who saw the shadow pass the trunks of the towering trees. Bumping into Littlefoot, Ruby gazed up at a large rock wall that trapped them. Sarah leaned into Littlefoot. Ducky and Petrie clung to one another as Spike buried his head in the dirt. Ruby shut her eyes and hoped death wouldn't be too painful. Guys? Slowly, cautiously, Ruby opened her eyes. Before them was a small, blue, familiar little sharp-toothed boy who offered a toothy grin. His red eyes lit up with joy, his tail wagging behind him as he cuddled Littlefoot. Chomper! It's me, all right. Me not see you since you hatch. Petrie fluttered over Chomper, who stood tall and proud. Now I'm all grown up.
You are a big sharp-tooth. Yep, yep, yep.
I sure missed you guys. Chomper trailed off when his gaze fell upon Ruby. Ruby? At first, Ruby was speechless, wondering if she were dreaming.
Is it really you? Are you really here?
It is, Ruby. I'm right here. He slowly approached her, taking and holding her hand tenderly. And you're here, so I guess I'm not dreaming, huh? Did you see that? Sarah put in, noticing the pair gaze tenderly into one another's eyes. Oh, how rude of me. I should show you guys around. Chomper forgot to release Ruby's hand, Ruby smiling and following him. You guys will love it here, especially because you can eat the greens. Better than you eating us. Sarah! Littlefoot shot her a sharp look, the group following after Chomper.
There's something sweet and very kind, though he looks coarse and unrefined. But he's so dear and so unsure. I wonder why I didn't see it there before.
She glanced this way. I thought I saw. And when we touched, she didn't shudder at my claws. No, it can't be. I'll just ignore. But then she's never looked at me that way before.
New and a bit alarming. Who had ever thought that this could be true? That he's no Prince Charming, but there's something in him that I simply didn't see.
Well, who'd have thought?
Well, bless my soul.
Well, who'd have known?
Well, who indeed?
And who'd have guessed they'd come together on their own?
It's so peculiar.
Well, wait and see.
A
few days more. There may be something there that wasn't there before. You know, perhaps there's something there that wasn't there before.
There may be something there that wasn't there before.
The mysterious island was beautiful, lush, the perfect place for them. There was one thing. A loud roar caused Petrie to panic. What that? Oh, it's fine. It's just my mother. His mother? The gang panicked when another thunderous roar echoed loudly. Oh, and that's my father. Chomper smiled. Ruby, I want you to meet them. Chomper, so sudden. Don't worry, they'd love you. How? Rare, medium, or well done? They won't hurt you. I'll talk to them. Chomper ambled off to speak with his parents. Sarah, Chomper is being nice. It would be nice if you could be nice. Ruby, we're not his friends, we're his diet. The only one not to get it is Chomper. Run! Littlefoot pushed them to hide behind some brush. Chomper was bewildered that he didn't see the gang, turning when his father entered, knocking an entire tree over. His mother followed, the pair of sharp teeth looking down at him. Son, you having imaginary friends concerns me greatly. Father, they were here. I wouldn't lie about that. All right, Chance, Chomper. We don't want Dinner to get up and walk off now, do we? She's right. Come to dinner, son. We've caught a nice plump clubtail that entered our island. Chance grinned. Settling here was the best. So many unsuspecting leaf eaters come here and... Hey! What's that smell? Fast Runner? Oh, that was me. I ate one for breakfast. You did? Oh, this is wonderful! I'm so happy you finally decided to eat a leaf eater instead of bugs. Happy day. This calls for celebration. Come, we must go. I'll be there in a moment. Oh, at last, my son is finally a real sharp tooth. Chomper waved them off, turning when his friends stepped out. Guys, we need to hide you. I don't think you're safe around my folks.
No, really? What gave that away? It's okay, Chomper. Introducing us so soon is too soon.
Ruby patted his slumped shoulder. Knowing his friends' lives hung in his clawed hands, Chomper took them to a smelly place where tall, stinky flowers grew. There, their scent would be undetected, even by the most experienced tracker. Friends settled in, Chomper hurried to gather food for them, returning with a large pile of greens, berries, and flowers. As the group dug in, Ruby explained to him how they got there.
And that's how we ended up here.
The land path will appear within a few days. Till then, I swear to keep you all safe. I will do everything I can to provide and take care of you all, just as you did for me, Ruby.
Oh, Chomper, that's incredibly nice of you. Want a bite?
I bet Chomper would love to take a bite out of you, Ruby. Seriously, be careful around him. While Sarah meant no harm, Chomper's expression fell. Well, since you guys are good, I'm going to head out now. Ruby scoffed and turned to Sarah.
How could you say that?
Ruby, it's me. Why wouldn't I say what I think?
Chomper is our dear friend, is risking a lot by helping us.
I get it now. He's the guy you've been hung up on, right? The rest of the group gasped. I can't believe it. You like him. And from how he acts around you, the feelings are mutual.
Chomper is just being nice.
Say what you want, but this romance is doomed. A Sharptooth and a Fast Runner, a predator and prey? What a bad idea. One day he's going to grow up and he'll no longer see us as friends, but as food. Sarah held a serious expression. And the more you pretend to ignore it, the harder it'll be when he turns on us.
Come on, Sarah, that's a bit harsh.
No, it's reality, and life is not fair. Before any could say another word, Ruby left after Chomper, leaving them behind. As she drew closer to him, she heard him crying, the very sound breaking her heart.
Chomper!
She reached out to stop him. Sarah was right. I'm dangerous. Chomper drew away with moist eyes. I don't want to hurt you, Ruby.
You could never hurt me, Chomper. The only way you hurt me is by not being in my life. I've missed you so much. It was like there was a hole in my heart. But seeing you safe, grown, with your parents, makes the pain in my chest dull.
Ruby. Chomper reached up and clutched something that hung around his neck. I've kept it. Always held a piece of you wherever I went.
The feather. My feather.
Yep. The greatest gift anyone ever gave me. I should give you something. Come on. He then paused and was uncertain about taking her hand. Do you trust me?
I trust you with my life.
Taking her hand, Chomper led her through the dark jungle. Little fireflies lit a path for them.
Love, it seems like only yesterday. You were just a child at play. Now you're all grown up inside of me. Oh, how fast those moments flee. Once we watched a lazy world go by. Now the days seem to fly. Life is brief, but when it's gone, love goes on and on. Love will live. Love will last. Love goes on and on and on. Once we watched a lazy world go by. Now the days seem to fly. Life is brief, but when it's gone, love goes on and on.